Memorial Day weekend kicks off the unofficial start to summer, and it's also when some people start firing up the grill for the first time of the season.
Joining us to share some best barbecue practices is Bobby Rusnak from Dickey's Barbecue. It smells so good in here. Let's talk about it. Like, what are some of the most common mistakes that you see people make? Let's start there.
Yeah, so a lot of our meats, we marinate them, season them a day or two prior to let that all the seasoning moisture seep into the meat. And so I think a lot of people, when they do it too quickly or throw it on right before, it doesn't have that time to really properly marinate throughout the whole part of the meat. So that's one thing we do take pride at our restaurant for that.
You talked about doing it ahead of time. What about for folks who are maybe in a pinch from maybe brisket and ribs to sausage and chicken? Are there things we can do quickly right before we throw it on the grill?
Yeah, so Dickey's, we have our own rubs that we have as well. It's proprietary. We sell them at our restaurants as well. They're very good seasoning. You throw those on right away. I mean, you can still get there real quick on it and have still delicious meat at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Any other tips? So marinade is very important. You want to be super seasoned and flavorful. What else you got for us?
We like to go low and slow on it, so we don't turn it up really high and cook it as quickly as we can. We try to go a little bit longer. It lets the juices flow in there, cook a little bit easier, and it's more tender and marinated that way, as opposed to burning anything on the outside and having a raw inside on it. So low and slow is kind of that motto we have on our side.
Yeah, patience is key. That's not always easy to follow, though, is it? Mm-hmm. Does it matter how we cut the meat or slice the meat?
Good question.
Yeah, so for our brisket, we cut on the grain with it versus the other. It's the decal on the brisket there, so there's a certain way to cut it that's even better with it. Ribs as well, we flip it over to get the bone on the right side of it. So there's a lot of different tips you can have on cutting it proper on the angle and stuff like that.
Okay, so might kind of be an off-the-wall question, but what if you want that, like, smoky flavor, that grilled vibe, but you don't have a grill outside and you're forced to cook inside? Anything that you can do about that?
It's going to be tough. I mean, we have...
I appreciate the honesty.
We have nice, very expensive commercial smokers, which make it a lot bit easier on that. Oven is probably your most comparable thing in your house on there. You can still do it. You just won't get that real nice smoke ring on your meat like we can have at our restaurants with it.
I guess the simple answer is to go to Dickey's instead, right?
I would not be opposed to that.
So you have these yellow cups. You're pretty famous for these. The Dickey Foundation, which proudly supports first responders. These cups look a bit different, though, this year. Could you tell us about that?
Yeah, they do. So this year is Dickey's 85th anniversary. So to celebrate that, they're rolling out different colored cups throughout the year. Right now, we've got our gold cup going on. It's for the World Cup that is rolling out. We'll have one for the 250th anniversary for the United States here at the end of the summer with blue. There's all different colors throughout the year, cool collectible items, and a proceed of every one of those every sale that we make on a cup goes to the Dickey's Foundation, support first responders in each local market for the restaurants where they are. So it's a good cause.
All right, love to see it. Thank you for all of this and your tips and tricks. Bobby, thank you. Dickey's Barbecue. No, we're getting a little bite.
That's good in there.
Still ahead.